I've had this night circled on the calendar all summer long. For the first time in 8 months, football is back in Central Florida. Fall camps are over. The work is done. Now it's time to shine on game day. The season debut of Football Friday Night starts right now.
They're coming in from far and wide, filled with team spirit and hometown pride. All fired up from the big pepper rally last night. Hear the marching band playing the fight song. Teams charging the field, ready to get it on. Cheerleaders working up the crowd with all their might. That's what I love about a high school football Friday night.
And welcome into the season debut of Football Friday Night presented by McCoy Federal Credit Union. I'm your host, Channel 9 Sports Director Alex Walker. This is my 17th season covering high school football and the 4th hosting this show. I can speak for all of our hardworking staff and say the feeling never gets old. There's just something special about opening night. So let's kick things off with a marquee matchup in our game of the week. Winter Park hosting Jones. How about that? The Fighting Tigers, one of the favorites to win the 4A state title. They went 14-1 last year. Their only loss coming in the championship game. We start in the first quarter. Jones strikes first. Their quarterback, Darion Coleman. He's going to Miami. He does it himself for a 7-0 lead. Still in the first quarter. Coleman showcasing his arm talent. 13-yard strike to Dante Wallace. 14-0 Tigers after the first. Early second quarter, Jones flexing their muscle in all three facets. There's Buellholz transfer. DJ Hicks takes the punt, goes 54 yards for the house call. I'm just trying to ball up my bros. Jones cruising up 21-0. That Tigers attack finds the end zone one more time before halftime. Larry Miles, he's going to Nebraska next year. Husker fans loving that. 28-zip at the break. Only one score the entire second half. Coleman, third touchdown of the night. It's DJ Hicks from 7 yards out. Jones makes a major statement in the opener. 35-0 running clock. Our Shane Whitehead was there and joins us now from our game of the week.
This was just the second time since 2006 these two teams have met. Last year, Jones shut out Winter Park at home. This year, they did the same on the road. A nice start for one of the teams favored in Class 4A.
That's what we try to come out and do, man. Set the tone for the rest of the season. Every single game, from the first play to the last play. We want to set the tone and get off on the right foot.
What do you get out of a 35-0 running clock win?
You get pros and cons every game. No game is perfect. No game is perfect. There's always something to work on. And we tell our kids the difference between good teams and great teams. Good teams sit there and look at the good things they did. Great teams look at their mistakes and see how they can capitalize on that for the next game.
Talk about the defense. Shut them out last year. Shut them out again tonight.
Oh, man, that's huge. I think I was telling him last time, man, anytime you can get a defense to keep the other offense off the field and keep the score, keep their scoring low, we're always feeling good on offense.
So Jones, one of the favorites in Class 4A, starts the year with a road win. Winter Park begins the 97th season of Wildcat football, unfortunately on the wrong side of the scoreboard. At Showalter Field, Shane Whitehead, Football Friday Night on 9.
Thanks, Shane. Looking forward to your reports all season long. All right, over at Edgewater, it is the start of a new chapter for the Eagles football program. Longtime head coach Cameron Duke left for a job in Marietta, Georgia. So in steps Patrick Browning. He won a state title in Alabama back in 2021. He most recently spent time as an offensive assistant coach at Alabama State in Prairie View A&M. His talented Eagles opening the season at home against Wekiva. Edgewater scoring their first touchdown of the season on special teams. They blocked the punt, and there's a Xavier Denmark Johnny on the spot. 7-0 Eagles. Things only got worse for Wekiva on special teams. Oh, no. Goes right up in the air, but credit the young man for batting it out of the end zone for a safety. It's 9-0 Edgewater. Now it's time to showcase that high-octane Eagles offense. Damian Moore, get to know the name. He's got elite speed. Finds the edge for 6. Edgewater cruising up 16-0. Wekiva fumbled on their next drive. and the Eagles cash it in. The senior back Elijah Frazier crosses the goal line. The Patrick Browning era starts with a major dub, 65-6. Bishop Moore hosting Oviedo in the season opener. There's Hornets head coach Matt Hedrick entering his 24th season as their head coach. The Hornets jump out to a 14-0 lead. Amari Johnson with his second touchdown of the night, this time on 4th and 2. Oviedo would then start to settle in. Sebastian Galliano to Deshaun Freebris. Man, that goes down as a 59-yard catch and run. The Lions cut the lead to 7. Bishop Moore led this game 35-14 at halftime. 2 first-half touchdown passes from their new quarterback. There's Jackson Anderson, 24 yards. The Hornets, impressive in the opener. They win big. All right, Evans coming off their first playoff appearance since 2012, visiting West Orange. Last update we got, West Orange leading 28-18 in the fourth quarter. Apopka has a new head coach. Longtime assistant Marcus Neeson replacing Jeff Rolson on the Blue Darter sidelines, but a tough one in week 1. They get shut out by Ocoee on the road, 47-0. Expectations once again high at Seminole High School. With head coach Carl Calhoun leading the charge, the Noles went 10-2 a season ago, losing to eventual 7A state runner-up Lake Mary in the state quarterfinals. Tonight, Seminole opening the season at home against Creekside out of Georgia. Creekside making the trip from Fairburn, Georgia. Their mascot is also the Seminoles, so bear with me here. Not much action in the first frame. The only points coming from this, Seminole just high-stepping out of the end zone on their first possession for a safety, so it's 2-0 Creekside. The visiting Seminoles pushing forward early second. Caden Benson to Damian Henderson. He is off, dodging 3, 4, maybe 5 tackles for a huge gainer, and that momentum would eventually lead to this next play. Goal to go from the 2, and Benson is going to punch it in on the keeper for the game's first touchdown. It's 9-0 Creekside. Last play of the first half now. Creekside trying to add to their lead here. Benson is going to heave it downfield, and it's picked off by the host. A silver lining and a tough loss. They lose 32-0. This was a crazy one. Seminole, Lake Mary, 2 favorites in Class 7A District 3. There's Notre Dame commit Noah Grubbs, the star quarterback starting his senior season against Miami Norland. Notre Dame commit. The visitors, Norland, up big at the half, 29-7. So would Grubbs and company respond? Yeah, a resounding yes. There's Grubbs on the ground. Lake Mary gets within 7, 29-22. Then with 44 seconds to go, Grubbs to Barrett Scholes. Waltzes into the end zone, Rams within 1. They decide to go for 2. Great decision, Lake Mary. So out of nowhere, they lead this thing 30-29. Norland would have the chance to win this game. Comes down to a 27-yard field goal. It is blocked as time expires. Luck of the Irish. Lake Mary and Grubbs complete the wild comeback, 30-29. How about that? Elsewhere in Seminole County, Haggerty opens the season with a 40-21 win on the road against Lake Howell. Lake Brantley has a new head coach. Garrett Kruzek joins the Patriots after winning back-to-back state titles at the Masters Academy. Yeah, he's known for his offense. You can see why. Lake Brantley winners over Lyman 74-0. My goodness. All right, we are just getting started on the season debut of football Friday night. When we come back, we'll head to Volusia County as Spruce Creek opens the season against Seabreeze. We'll also head to Colonial for their opener against Timber Creek. The Wolves start the year with a new head coach. But first, it's time for the season debut of Battle of the Bands. Let the sounds of the Jones Tigers take us to break on the opening night of the season. Hey, welcome back to the season debut of Football Friday Night, presented by McCoy Federal Credit Union. Spruce Creek begins the 2025 season with some positive momentum. The Hawks won 8 games last year and just ran into a buzzsaw, losing to Lake Mary in the state playoffs. Yeah, Lake Mary's pretty good. Tonight, Spruce Creek opening the season on their home field against the Sand Crabs of Seabreeze. The Hawks get the scoring started in the first. P.J. Miller to Cameron Oxendine, and watch the moves. Oxendine leaves him in his rearview mirror. 7-0 Spruce Creek. Still in the first, Keenan Nephew takes the handoff. He's going to punch it in from 5 yards out. It's 14-0 Spruce Creek. Just after halftime now, Nephew again, this time from 9 yards out. 21-0 at that point. The Hawks impressive in the opener, 33-0. We've got a number of new head coaches in Central Florida this season. That includes Timber Creek. Jim Buckridge resigned as Wolves head coach after 24 seasons, and a familiar face takes his place. Reggie Cox, there he is, takes over as Timber Creek's head coach. Spent the last 14 years as a Wolves assistant coach. They were at Colonial tonight, and Timber Creek gets on the scoreboard first. Keith Harris Jr., house call, 7-0 Wolves. Later in the first quarter, Timber Creek on the attack once again. Jabari Coombs, collision, he wins it, 14-0. Let's go second quarter. Timber Creek goes to the air. The quarterback's gonna go long to CJ Red. There's a hand fight at the line, and Timber Creek's down at the 1, but that defense could only hold off the Wolves for so long. That same combo connects again. It's 21-0 Timber Creek. They look good in the opener. 41-6. Love the sights and sounds of high school football. University, the Cougars looking to bounce back from a 2-8 season, starting with Leesburg. The Yellow Jackets from Lake County, a really impressive first half. They led 28-0. The second half began with a defensive stalemate. Both teams exchanged possessions, but little to no operating room on offense. Look, it's only week 1. Credit that University defense for holding tight tonight. The third quarter ended with the game still 28-0. Now, Leesburg, when the fourth quarter began, they get back to their scoring. Jacob Kinsey is going to air it out. That is a dime over the secondary. Josian Johnson with the touchdown. Leesburg wins 44-0. Out in Brevard County, the 3-time defending state champs from Cocoa win a thriller over Merritt Island, 30-24 in double OT. What a game on the coast. There's another tight one there. Vieira beats Rockledge in the opener, 22-21. The Hawks were down 21-7 mid-third. They storm back to complete the comeback. All right, still plenty to come here on Football Friday Night. Up next, one of my favorite parts of the show. That's our Football Friday Night Plays of the Week. We'll showcase the best of the best from week 1 in just a few minutes. But first, time for our second Battle of the Bands. Let's hear from the Winter Park Wildcats as we head to break. Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by McCoy Federal Credit Union. It's time now for one of my favorite parts of the show, our Plays of the Week. We got some good ones. Play number 1 comes to us from the Miami, Norland, Lake Mary game. The Rams led by 1 with time running out. Norland in field goal range and a chance to win, but Lake Mary blocks that last-second field goal. The celebration begins from down 29-7 to winning 30-29. Wow. Play number 2 comes to us from the Jones Winter Park Game of the Week. The Tigers flexing their muscles in all 3 facets. There's Buell's transfer, DJ Hicks. 54-yard punt return for the touchdown. What a way to introduce yourself to your new team. Jones wins big, 35-0. Play number 3 comes to us from Edgewater in Wekiva. The Eagles scored their first touchdown of the year on special teams. They block the punt. There's a Xavier Denmark. They looked really good tonight, 65-6. Every week of the year, you can send me your plays of the week for consideration. Email me at alex.walker@wftv.com or hit me up on X @AlexWalkerTV. Still more to come here on Football Friday Night. When we come back, I'll preview the opening weekend of the college football season. Stay tuned for fall camp stops at UCF, Florida State, Florida, and Stetson. And welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by McCoy Federal Credit Union. Tough injury news out of UCF fall camp this week. Head coach Scott Frost announcing that freshman running back Tavion Swin is out for the foreseeable future. The four-star recruit from Osceola High School had surgery on his meniscus, and it's a bummer. He looked really good in camp. As for the ongoing QB competition, it's reportedly over. Multiple reports indicate that Frost has named FAU transfer Cam Fancher as the starting QB for Thursday's opener against Jacksonville State. Fancher reportedly beat out Indiana transfer Taven Jackson and former UCF starter Ja'Curry Brown. Fancher has made 26 total starts at both FAU and Marshall. UCF hasn't lost a season opener since 2015. They can keep that streak going on Thursday at the Bounce House. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Florida State has already announced their starting quarterback. UCF and Boston College transfer Thomas Castellanos will lead the Noles in next week's opener against Alabama. That August 30th showdown live from Doak Campbell Stadium will air at 3:30 right here on Channel 9. According to FSU head coach Mike Norvell, the Noles have accomplished a lot in fall camp. That includes finding the guys that can shine on game day.
I think we've got a great sense of kind of where we are and the guys that are going to put themselves in a really good position to play here on the 30th. And now it's time to continue to elevate our game efficiency, communication, and be ready for whatever we might see here when Alabama comes into town.
We've got an action-packed schedule August 30th right here on Channel 9. Some elite games to kick off the year. First up, Syracuse and number 24 Tennessee at noon from Atlanta. Then at 3:30, Florida State welcomes number 8 Alabama. And there's the big one, the Battle of Death Valley. 9th-ranked LSU at number 4 Clemson. And don't forget about next Sunday, a top 10 showdown between Miami and Notre Dame. It's a storied rivalry that featured tons of battles in the 80s and 90s, but just their 5th matchup since 1990. Here's Canes head coach Mario Cristobal on chasing that Miami standard of years past.
Proud of the progress, hungry and driven more than ever for what's to come, because it feels like the level of, I don't know, DNA, the level of determination just gets stronger. Trajectory is great, it's going this way, and we want to make sure nothing gets in the way of it continuing.
And some great news this week from Florida head coach Billy Napier. For the first time this fall, starting quarterback DJ Lagway threw in full team drills. The sophomore has been dealing with a calf injury, but he's progressing nicely. Lagway missed a handful of practices at the start of fall camp, and he's been limited in most of his work since. That includes sitting out of Florida's most recent scrimmage. This update from Napier is encouraging ahead of next Saturday's home opener against Long Island.
He took team reps today, which was good. And obviously he's hitting, he had a great full stack of throws last week, 4 days in a row. Didn't scrimmage, but did quite a bit of work that day. So yeah, he's feeling much better and he's moving around well.
And at the FCS level, Stetson opens the season August 30th at Spec Barton Stadium in DeLand against Weber International. All right, that's all the time we have here on the season debut of Football Friday Night. I had a blast. I hope you did too. We'll be here every Friday night, all season long at 11:35, bringing you the best of the best from across Central Florida. Until week 2, next Friday, have a great week, Central Florida.